victory, but also the performance ahead of the game?
As I said yesterday, after losing, you want to win straight away. It lifts the confidence, the mood, and this is what we are here for. We had a big performance last night. We are through in the cup, and now focus again in 2 days. We have to try to Manchester to play the champions, and we have to be at our best.
And are there any concerns for the game yesterday?
We have 1 or 2 doubts from the previous game as well, so we'll know more tomorrow when we all train together. He was limping after the match. We will see today how Danny reacts, but he had a knock, yeah.
And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang returned to the lineup in fine fashion. How much does he, alongside Alex Oxlade and yourself, Mark Odegaard being available, how much does it transform the side into something?
Well, getting some of those big players back certainly helps to any team. We know, for example, with Oban Laka, that our goal scorers, the biggest threats in the team in terms of goal scoring comes from them, and that's something that has happened over the years right now, so we know how crucial that is for our success. Having someone like Martin that we just recruited permanently as well, and his quality help, and many others that are still not in contention yet, but they will start to join the team soon, hopefully.
Martin will be impressed with his European classic is he ready to start?
He's a really fit boy. He had a good preseason with Madrid. He's played enough minutes, and let's see how he recovers from the yesterday match and how the others are, and decide whether he's ready to start.
I'm just going to ask about the right back spot, because you have used a couple of players in that position. Is that a position that you feel is up for grabs?
Well, we have different options, different qualities. With Hector, with Cedric, with Callum, with Ainsley. We have a lot of issues through preseason. They have missed training sessions for COVID. They got injured. Some of them they haven't featured. So we are still looking, depending to the opponent and the form of each player, what we're gonna do there.
And last night after the game, you said that you now mentally and physically okay. What does it take mentally to compete with highlights in
It's the level that they reach the game, and the level that you have to be mentally ready to run for long periods of the game without touching the ball, to doing the sacrifices, being prepared to suffer in the right moments, but as well having the conviction that we're going to have our moments in the game, and when that opportunities arise, we have to take them. And that's how I want to see the team, that they are fully committed, fully prepared, and they believe that we can go to Manchester and get the result that we want. Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. Last night. Just want to talk about Aubameyang and Lacazette, obviously both returning from COVID, scoring 4 goals between them. How many other players in your squad are still suffering from COVID?
Well, from COVID, we still have Ben out, Alex Runarsson that has been out, and the rest of the players that are missing, hopefully today, because we're going to be tested, are injuries, and long-term injuries that we don't have them back yet.
And Aubameyang's hat-trick last night once again proved his strength in that centre-forward position. Do you think that's where he can make the most impact going forwards?
I think he can play in both positions, off the side or up front. He has scored goals through his career. He had moments here where he scored more playing as a winger than as a 9, and the opposite way around. It's about him getting his best form, that physically is still not at his best because he's been out for a while. And when he recovers that, is his confidence. He's done it all his career, and the team put him in this position as much as possible, and he will put the ball in the back of the net.
How close is Gabriel? He's been training recently. Could he feature against Manchester City on the weekend?
He's getting closer. He had a couple of sessions with the team, but we don't know. Let's see tomorrow how he's.
And how do you assess your work so far in the transfer window? Are you looking to add a couple more options before the deadline day comes?
We don't know. We already done a lot of things, ins and outs, a lot. I think it's 16, 17 deals in total with some renewals, which is a lot of things. And there still are some things to do in the last few days, because there are still some question marks and deals that can happen, but we will see.
What are your thoughts over releasing Premier League players to red list countries for World Cup qualifiers?
It's not in our hands. We had a really strong opinion on what we have to do. The protection we want from the Premier League and the government to be aligned because we are playing worldwide and our players are international. They have the duties, we have our duties. So the biggest and the easiest thing to do is that they get aligned and common sense comes on the table and nobody gets affected with it.
And ahead of facing Manchester City at the weekend, what's the most valuable thing that you learnt after working under Pep Guardiola?
First of all, that you have to believe in what you do, and in any difficult moment, you stick to what you do, and the whole team, the whole club sticks to what we believe, and all decisions are making all the time in that direction.
And how significant could this performance and result be for the narrative, the way that Arsenal's Premier League campaign has started?
It will be great. It will be a massive lift to go out to Manchester against the champion and get the win. It will change, I think, the narrative a lot. It will help us on the table for sure because we need the points. So that will be the game to take.
And finally from me, what would constitute success for Arsenal this season?
That we win in Manchester.
James,
Afternoon, Mikel. Mikel, have you felt a momentum shift in recent days with players coming back from COVID and injury, the new signings integrating, and of course the result last night as well?
It does because we need our best players and we need a squad that is fit and healthy and that we can prepare matches with sense and normality. And hopefully by tomorrow we will get the squad in more normal place, even though we're still missing 6 or 7 players. But we can prepare the game and then we can put the players on the pitch with the preparation that we've done.
Last night you spoke about how pleased you were with the togetherness and dedication that the players are showing. Does it feel like they really feel they have a point to prove and they want to prove people wrong?
Well, they have to succeed, that's for sure. And they want to make people happy. This is our responsibility. We have a big job and big responsibility because we are able to do that. And as well, we are able to create disappointment when things they don't work the way we all want. But the commitment, the desire, the togetherness, the atmosphere, anybody that comes through these doors, you can see what it's building. And then they have to be supported with one thing, which is incredible necessary, which are results always in football.
It's been over a year and a half since you left Manchester City. How much progress do you feel like you've made at Arsenal in the time you've had here?
Well, I think they maintain a big part of the squad. They still maintain a lot of things that were happening before, and certainly they maintain success because they kept winning.
Is it still an enjoyable experience managing Arsenal?
For me, the best experience I ever had in football.
There's always speculation that surrounds a club like Arsenal. You may be aware of the report earlier this week which suggests that you're running out of time, that there's 5 games. What do you feel when you hear something like that? Do you sense the urgency?
I sense the urgency since the day I arrived here to change the situation that we had, to try to improve in many areas that we were struggling, that we have issues, and win as many football matches and trophies as I can. And that's not going to change if we win the next 3 games or if we not. That uncertainty, that desire to do well, that commitment to bring success to the club, it has to be always there. And I think you need to feel that as well to get the best out of yourself.
And just finally for me, Mikel, what is the latest on Ben White? How is he coping with COVID at the moment? I take it that he's definitely missing for this weekend.
He's asymptomatic. He's been feeling good, and as quick as we can, we're gonna bring him back to training and start to play games with us again.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Afternoon, Mikel.
Hi.
There's some reports that Willian is set to leave Arsenal and return to Brazil. Is that something you expect in the coming days?
We are having some conversations with him and the agent, and we are evaluating the position that we are in at the moment.
If he does depart, why do you think it hasn't worked for him at Arsenal? Obviously, he was signed with quite a lot of fanfare. He was great on his debut against Fulham, and then it just seems to tail off, didn't it?
I don't know. At the moment, he's an Arsenal player, and we are trying to get the best out of him when he's here. And anything different is just maybe things that can happen.
You spoke about Pep. He said yesterday he will leave Manchester City at the end of his current contract. Does that surprise you? And what could you see him doing after he left Man City? There's talk of maybe taking a national job somewhere.
I don't know. It's his fifth season, and if you would ask me before whether he would be there, obviously the club that has been the longest. I think he's loving it there. I think he's got the right support. He's winning trophies. He's building what he wants. He wanted to have experience in the league, and he's had him. And I think he's extremely happy right now.
Do you think? I think we look at the Premier League and history, and we look at managers like Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. Does Pep have to be put amongst them now, given what he's done in this country?
I don't know. Obviously, the longevity of Sir Alex and Arsene, it's incredible what they've done. I think Pep has brought a lot of new things and a different way of playing, and I think what he's added to this country is exceptional, and he's going to go in the history of the Premier League for sure.
City obviously are in the market for a striker, and everything went wrong with the Harry Kane deal. Do you have any concerns that they might look at coming in for someone like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang?
I don't know. Pierre-Emerick is our player, and he will remain here.
Given the money that's been spent bringing players in, is there anyone in the squad at the moment that if an offer came in that was money that you had to take, would there be offers that were too good to turn down for any of your players, do you think?
I don't know. We haven't had that situation, and probably that question is more for Edu and the board.
And then just finally, Miguel, Serge Glasnach played last night. He's another player heavily linked with a move away this summer. Given that he started last night, is that an indication that he will remain at the club beyond the transfer window? Or
no, it's an indication of every player that is with us, that is training and behaving the way that Serge is, and we have the possibility to give them minutes. We want to be fair because that's what we demand to all the players. He's our player and we treat him exactly the same way, and then we will see what happens.
So you're not sure yet whether he'll stay beyond the window?
At the moment he's staying because he's our player.
Thanks, Miguel.
Thanks, Mark.